Well, look at this. My table is clear. I finished a lot of projects this year, and I was getting ahead of all of my orphan blocks and scrap hoarding. But last night was Quilt Guild meeting, and other people in my quilt guilds have been cleaning their stashes, and I came home from the Quilt Guild meeting with a whole bunch of stuff to sort out and to figure out what to do with. So I haven't looked at it yet, but here's a bag full of lovely somethings that I have now in my possession to do something with. So let's see what I've got. First of all, I like to see some fabric that is put together neatly in pressed and folded, and it looks good to me. Secondly, I just put all of these pieces on my desk. When I come to something that I'm not sure about, this one is a little seersucker, and this little seersucker might be all right for some things, but for me, I don't want to put this into a quilt. So it's going to go in a pile for other crafty things, not a quilt. And for now, I don't have an extra table beside me, so it's just going to go on the floor. Here's some more. These are lovely little colors, all kind of pastel-y. Okay, there. Another piece of fabric. That's fabric. Now we get to something that somebody has made. Here is a quilt-as-you-go block, quilted, design on both sides. Here's another one, but it's finished around the edges. So either this was meant to be some kind of a table runner thing, or it was meant to be, not sure. But I could take the binding off, make a whole bunch more, and make a baby quilt out of that. So I'll leave it there in a pile. Questionable things. I don't know what I'll do with them yet. So here's something else. These are finished blocks. Very pretty finished blocks. Lovely finished blocks. All the same pattern. No, not quite. The corners are different. Not bad. But they would be easy to make more of and then put them all together for a lovely quilt. They're pretty. Nice colors. This one's got a problem right here. It's got a tear or a cut in the past the selvage. That would need to be fixed. All right, so those are not bad. They're blocks that can actually go directly into something. The other ones need some work. Now here's something I've never seen before. I have no idea what this is called. It's it looks like, I'll bring it closer to the camera. Maybe you can tell me what it is. See, it's raised on the surface, and on the back side, it looks like it's yarn or something that's been pushed through the fabric in a pattern to make that raised on the surface. I'll have to do some investigation to see what that is called. I don't have a clue what that's called. Yarn. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with that, so I'm just going to put it over here in a pile of things that I have to think about. And I'll put these in that same pile because I don't know what I'm going to do with them either right now. I don't know. Oh, here's another startup of quilt. Really nice blocks, all stars, all the same color and fabric, yellow and white, very pretty. And the adjoining complementary blocks to go with it. So I'm going to keep them in that pile of things that I can just do something with. So here's the next bunch, and it's blue and yellow. And the accompanying fabric that goes with it. I wonder if they were meant to go with each other, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, wow, pretty. 11. Oh, there's 12 blocks, all sort of 12 by 12. I'll just hold them up and show you. See, they're pretty. There's 12 blocks. And they are ready to just sew together with a bit of sashing. That's easy to do. And fast. Very pretty. So, here's one with a basket. Here's one with hearts. They're all a variety of lovely traditional patterns that just need to be sewn together and quilted. That's pretty. It's got lace around it. All right, so there's that one. And there's enough fabric here probably to do the sashing, so that's a good project. Then there's a few little blocks that have no, well, they're all sort of blue. Finished block, one finished block and a bunch of little squares. Same colorway. Okay, what do we got here? More blue, blue, blue. That goes with that, I guess. So here's looks like a log cabin. Start of a log cabin. Just a single though. Nothing else going with it. What do we got here? Here is some big. 2 of these. So that must be some pattern that I don't know. I don't really know patterns. I don't go into Pinterest and all that to look and find what patterns people are doing. That's quite striking. I like that. Purple and white. All right, so what's this? Oh, somebody's sewn a bunch of strips together. I can do something with those. They're all just, this whole pile here is just a bunch of strips sewn together. They all seem to be the same width. Same width, different colors. So there we go. That was the first part of that bag. Now there's another bag in that bag. And it looks like it's a bit more detailed because there's a pattern with it. Oh my goodness. Oh, a bunch of patterns, I think. Bunch of patterns. And a bunch of blocks. Finished blocks, all different colors. Oops, I'm holding the same one up. All kinds of blocks. So, that's going to keep me busy through the winter, isn't it? But they're all nicely made. They're very well made. And very pretty. So that was a lovely donation, wasn't it? Now what is in this bag is another bag. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's a bunch of little bags with small pieces cut in here. They're little strips. They're meant for some pattern, but they're all little pieces and they're all in little bags. What I would do with this is just put it into my scrap bin because I don't know what the pattern is and I don't know what it's meant for. And rather than trying to match up specific little pieces, I would just put them into a bin of scraps and use them up as I see fit. But here are the things that were being made out of those little bits, and they're beautiful blocks. There's 1, 2, 3 of those, all the same. There's 2 of those. Same pattern, just different colors. 2 of those. 1, 2, 3 of those. 3 of these. 2 of those. 1 this color. They're all very similar. They're very pretty. 1 like that, 1 like that. Same colors, a slightly different pattern. So putting those together will be kind of fun. And a bunch more. So there's a whole bunch of those. So I reckon there's going to be a quilt, a baby quilt made out of these for me, or a senior wish quilt made out of these. Because these are a bit bigger, it will probably be a full-size quilt by the time it's done. And these over here, which are part blocks and smaller, there's not as many of those, but there's quite a few of these here, and they're quite big. So I've got quite a bit of work here putting all this together, but it will be fun. So what do I do with them? I put these finished blocks in my orphan block bin, which is over here, in the side over here. And the pieces of fabric that come with it that are the same colorways and partial blocks that match, I put them together in one spot and lay them flat, one on top of the other, in my orphan block bin. And when I have some time, I will look for fabrics that coordinate, fabric pieces in my fat quarters and my scrap bins that coordinate with the colors in here, so I have something I can use for sashing. Now most of this is really small pattern, tone on tone, a little bit of batik, a little tiny flower, but the designs are not very graphic and they're not big designs on the fabric. So anything that's quite plain will, but a colorway that is going to blend with all of these. Maybe, you know, a stripe, if I could find a multicolored stripe, that would look nice with that. But I might have to actually go to a fabric store and find something that's going to coordinate with it. So this is going to be a project to sort this and put them away. Anyway, I just thought you might be interested to see the types of things that people give me. People are very generous, but when they get to a point, either they've changed their minds about what they want to do, or some of the people are getting a bit older and they're really concerned that they don't want to leave a lot of unfinished projects for their children to have to sort out if they need to move into a senior's residence, or if for some reason they're unable to finish them. So they're preparing for the future. And I think that's worthwhile. And if you can find somebody, or if you are interested in volunteering in your quilt group, say, hey, I like scraps and I like to take them, and I would try to finish these projects for you and donate them. You're giving your time and energy, and sometimes you're providing batting and thread and backing fabrics and sometimes sashing fabrics. But you know it's going to go to a good place then. But I really love the fact that I get to see all sorts of really pretty colorways and well-made quilts and quilt squares, and I think it's really lovely that people would trust me with the things that they no longer can use or feel that they have to sort out of their closets. So I'm thankful for the time and the energy that they've put into these, and I'm happy that they trust me with trying to finish them off. And most of the time, I do finish them off. Sometimes I'll package a package like this maybe and give it to one of my friends to put together, but you know, it just depends how stressed out I get about the buildup of fabrics in my closet. My closet is sorted very well. I've got a nice bunch of fabrics in this stash that I like. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you the types of things that people give me, and sometimes it's a dilemma. This was a lovely gesture and a lovely gift. I really appreciate the things that I've received today. They're really lovely. Anyway, the end of the year is coming up pretty fast, so I might not get to some of these until February or March, but I have to sort and think about it and plan some of these things. And one time I'll just put a whole bunch of them up on my design wall over there and do something with it. But for now, I've got a few projects that I've been working on for Christmas stuff, so I've got myself a little busy time. So I just thought I'd share with you the types of things that people give me, and this was actually a very, very nice gift. So until next time, bye.